People often tell me that I lack compassion. Now, I know that some people will hear that and think, duh, but all of those people are stupid. Now, I'm aware that on the face of it, that doesn't sound like it does anything to disprove the fact that I'm not compassionate. However, hear me out. People tell me that I'm not compassionate because I tell people that they're fat. I tell people that they are bitches. I tell people that their situation is their fault, whatever it is that it might be. I tell people that they are the reason that they are where they are, no matter where it is that that might be. I tell people that their traumas don't matter and they're trivial at the end of the day. I tell people their mental health disorders are made up and just excuses. All of these things. And people believe that that is indicative of a lack of empathy. Because what people want is to hear it's okay that you're fat. It's not your fault. You had bad childhood experiences which led to you having a bad relationship with food, which is the reason that you have an eating disorder. Of course, it's hard for you. People want to hear that, well, losing weight is hard in general, so don't feel bad if you're having trouble doing it. People want to hear that their genetics or their thyroid or some other nebulous thing is preventing them from losing weight. People want to hear that they are sad because of some sort of random brain condition, their brain chemicals are off or whatever nonsense it is that they say, so that they can get a pat on the back and say it's okay, it's completely understandable that you are where you are. It's understandable that you're not doing any of the things that you need to do because of your depression or because of your anxiety. It's okay that you act the way that you act because of your trauma. It's okay that you do these things because of your triggers. That's what people want to hear. People want sympathy for the fact that they can't afford to pay their bills. Oh, it's hard out here. Oh, society and the economy and it doesn't help that you're not a straight white male and all of that other nonsense that people talk about. People want to tell people stories of their traumas and they want to hear, oh, poor you, I can't believe that you went through that, and it's perfectly okay that you're not past it, and of course that was a difficult experience. How could you not still be thinking about it? And people have this other thing that it doesn't matter what the event is, trauma varies from person to person, and who are you to tell them that their experiences weren't traumatic to them? That's what people want. That's what people call compassion. That's what people call empathy. That's because people have conditioned to be nice. But if you look up the etymology of the word nice, it is a synonym for stupid. Stupid people are nice. Stupid people say what other people would like them to hear. Stupid people don't say the truth because it might hurt someone's feelings. This is why when something happens, someone's telling you play nice. What they're telling you is don't share how it is that you feel, don't share what it is that's on your mind. Say something that this other person would like to hear. That is what stupid, weak, subservient people do. Now, this is not a overall thing against being nice. Well, it is in that sense. I am all for kindness, but kindness and niceness are vastly different things. Again, nice is what stupid, subservient, cowardly people do. They just tell people whatever it is that they would like to hear to appease them, to put them in a good mood. And that's not beneficial to that other person. It might make you feel good so you could pat yourself on the back and say, yay me, I'm compassionate and I care and I have empathy for all of these other people. I'm so amazing. That is self-righteousness. That is not kindness. Kindness would be telling people what it is that they need to hear, even if it's not what they want to hear. Because while you're running around playing nice and empathizing and being compassionate and all of this other nonsense that people want you to do, what you are also doing is enabling people. You are justifying their mediocrity to them. You are giving them a reason not to change. If you come up to me and say, I feel bad that I'm fat, and I tell you, oh, that's okay, you shouldn't. The only reason that you feel bad about your fatness is because of what society says, and that's nonsense. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being fat. Plus, you have an eating disorder, and I'm sure you have bad genetics. Then you're going to leave that conversation thinking, man, maybe I shouldn't be so hard on myself, and I shouldn't worry so much about the fact that I am grossly overweight. And I get to walk away from the conversation. If I were a lesser person, if I were a nice person, aka a stupid person, I would get to walk away from the conversation patting myself on the back for having made you feel good. But the price of your good feelings is you being able to improve yourself. Because what you you actually need to hear when you walk up to somebody and say, I feel bad about the fact that I'm overweight, is good. You should feel bad about the fact that you're overweight. You should be ashamed of your fatness because your fatness is shameful. The reason that you are fat is because you don't have the discipline to go to the gym. You don't have the self-control to not put whatever food pops into your head into your mouth. You don't have the necessary level of intelligence to stop eating food even though it's grossly distorting your body. That is what people need to hear. And I understand that that sounds harsh. It is harsh. I also understand that it sounds unpleasant. And it is unpleasant to hear. But it needs to be harsh and unpleasant because the fact of the matter is they have put themselves into a harsh and unpleasant situation entirely on their own accord. Your genetics don't mean a single thing. There are people with great genetics, maybe, in terrible shape. There are people with terrible genetics, maybe, in amazing shape. It's what you do at the end of the day. You could point to your thyroid all that you would like, but if you don't eat a surplus of food, you can't get fat. Period. That is how that works. It doesn't matter what your hormones, it doesn't matter what your genetics are. Without food, you can't gain weight. Period. Why do you think there are no fat homeless people? When have you seen an obese person under an underpass? When have you seen some man who weighs 500 pounds sitting on the corner all dirty and clearly hasn't been inside for months, begging for change? Never. Because he doesn't have money. And because he doesn't have money, he can't get enough food to be obese. Obesity is a side effect of being privileged and lazy. Period. It is your fault that you are fat. And if you feel bad about being fat, you need to hear that you are fat. You need to hear it's your fault. You need to hear that you should feel bad about it. Because that is the compassionate thing to do. The compassionate thing to do is to tell people the hard truths that they don't want to accept. Because while it won't feel good in the moment, overall, it will help them be better. This other perspective that people have is completely backwards. We are not here looking to make you feel better in the moment. That's why people tell you that it's okay. To make you feel better currently and to pat themselves on the back for making you feel better. But that's not about you. That's about them. That's not helpful to you. It's helpful to them on a small scale. If they had any more level of intelligence, they would understand it's not helpful to themselves either because they're actually doing you a disservice and that's just a bunch of negative karma. But as far as they are concerned, that's beneficial to them. Plus, they know that if they tell you the harsh truth, if they tell you what you don't want to hear, if they tell you that you're poor because you're lazy and you make excuses and you blame everyone else for your problems, and rather than doing anything productive, you sit around playing Netflix and watching video games. I said that backwards, watching Netflix and playing video games. If they tell you that, then you're going to feel bad. And now they have to deal with you feeling bad. They have to deal with the fact that they now know that they've said something to make you sad. And because the people who are telling you this, that it's okay under the guise of being compassionate, don't want to deal with you feeling a certain way, they are being selfish. It is an entirely self-serving thing to tell people that it's okay when it's not okay. I tell you, lots of people tell you, that your problems are your fault. You are poor because you make poor decisions, you do poor people things, and that's why you're a poor person. You are fat because you do fat people things, and that's why you're a fat person. You are depressed because you do depressed people things, and you are a depressed person. Your trauma is stupid and nothing. It's in the past. It's already over. Who cares? It's not happening currently. For all intents and purposes, it might as well never have happened. It only has power that you were giving it. And the reason that you were giving it power is because you were too weak to handle your own memories. That is what it is that you need to hear. Now, when I say those things, that also means that I am now carrying the burden of A, making you feel a way, and B, I am making it my responsibility in some capacity to help you get better and to help you find ways, because I don't believe in pointing out problems without also offering solutions. I call you a bitch because I care about you. Those people tell you that everything that you do is okay because they don't. They are the non-compassionate ones. The people who are telling you that everything is fine, that it's okay with being overweight, that all of these things aren't your fault, they are the ones who lack compassion. If they truly cared about you, like people like to pretend that they do in this world of everyone's nice and everyone needs to feel good, then they would tell you what it is that you don't want to hear so you can stop being the thing that you don't want to be. They would not reaffirm your delusions, the lies that you tell yourself, and all of the excuses you have for being mediocre. They would tell you it's nonsense because they care about you and they don't want to see you continue to suffer, which is why every single person who runs around talking about we need more compassion but only pats people on the back is a terrible person. Best case scenario, they are justifying and encouraging you to continue being mediocre. Worst case scenario, they don't want you to improve because people who aren't doing better for themselves hate when other people do better for themselves. And anyone who is telling you these things is in some sort of lower position, period. Or they are exploiting the fact that people need to feel good about things. There are countless fitness influencers and all of this other stuff who make a whole entire thing about defending fat people and applauding, saying that it's okay and you should listen to your body and all of this other nonsensical shit. It's not because they care about these overweight people. It's because that's what they found, a target audience of people who want to not feel bad about something that they should feel bad about, and they are capitalizing on it. That is not compassion, it is opportunism. And that person, those people, are bad people. That is why they are doing this. If they are good people, they would tell you there is nothing acceptable about being fat. It is not okay, it is unappealing, it is unhealthy, and it is burdensome to you and every single person around you and every single person that you care about. Anyone who cared about you at all would tell you that, but they don't. Not because they care about you, but because they care about them. They don't want to feel like they're a bad person for hurting your feelings, because somewhere along the lines, everyone was taught that if you say something that makes someone sad, you're a bad person. If you say something that offends someone, you're a bad person. That's absolutely nonsense, because people are saddened by factual things. And while most of the world wants to live in a reality where we deny things that are factually true just because it makes people feel good, I am not one of them. You should not be one of them. It is not good for yourself. It is not good for the other people around you. It is not good karmically. It is not good, period. All that's doing is further eroding society when everyone gets patted on the back for their mediocrity and encouraged to keep going down this path of nothingness, leading to a destination of absolutely nowhere. So, if you actually care about someone and they are fat, you will say you are fat and it is your fault and you need to do something about it because you are failing at life. If you have any friends who are poor, you are not their friend unless you tell them that they are failing at life because of their poorness and they need to do something about it. If you have depressed friends and you just want to sit there and be a shoulder for them to cry on who tells them that it's okay, you are not truly their friend. You are doing that for you. If you actually cared about them, you would tell them that their depression is their own fault and that they can fix it. Whatever it is that you're sad about can be fixed. Fix whatever you're sad about and your depression will go away. Voila, magic. You don't have anything to be sad about and you are not sad. Crazy how that works. But people don't get the opportunity to do this because everyone just wants to pat everyone on the back for every single thing that they do and telling everything is fine. Everything is not fine. If you are fat, you are a failure. If you're poor, you are a failure. If you are depressed, you're failing. If you are still walking around traumatized, you are failing. You are not doing what it is that you were supposed to do, because if you were doing what it is that you were supposed to do, you wouldn't be any of those things. It's not okay that you're any of those things. It is your fault that you are all of those things. Every single one of them is fully on you. You can change it and you are not, which makes you stupid and it makes you useless. But again, you can change that. I am telling you this because I care about you and want to see you do better. Stop being a bitch.